Okay, we are discussing about Spring Security. Till now, what we discussed? We discussed about in-memory authentication. How we are passing in-memory authentication, how we are passing username and password, like by using with user. Here, manually we are passing user and password. Now I don't want every time if I want to add one more user, every time I have to come to here and I have to add here. This is not good practice, right? Every time adding the user in the code itself. What will happen if I want to add one more user in Spring Security class and Spring Security configuration class? Again, I have to compile the application and again I have to restart the server. This is the headache. Now I don't want in-memory authentication. I want JDBC authentication. Okay. If it is a JDBC authentication, what I have to pass here? Simply, I will pass here data source. Data source. Direct auto. No, it's not taking here. I will data source. Okay. My code is finished. But here, what is the meaning of data source here? Okay, tell me. What will happen if we provide the data source object here? Data source contains the database information. Which database we have connected, and what is the database, all metadata contained in the data source. We are using H2 database or we are using MySQL database. Which database we have added?
MySQL.
H2 database.
H2, yeah.
JDBC authentication. In JDBC authentication in form.xml, while we are creating the application, we added which dependency we added along with the web. We added Spring Security and did we add H2 here? H2 database dependency we add. If we add H2 database, where it's a mandatory to add all that information, DB information. It's optional, right? It's not mandatory to add every information like JDBC, URL, username, password. It's not mandatory. Okay. Previously, we are providing here username. With username we are providing, password and roles we are providing. But in H2 database, we are not adding any tables. What Spring people are telling, if we are using JDBC authentication, first you have to create some tables. Okay. If it is a H2 database, we cannot open the database and we can simply we cannot write. Why means every time while we are running, each time that a H2 instance it will create and a H2 database also it will create every time. And after finishing the execution, or if we stop the application, automatically it will close entire H2 database. Each time we cannot provide, right? For that purpose, we have one option. this entire code we can put in one place, that we can call it as a, I will show you, schema underscore SQL. If you provide this information in like these resources, new file, schema.sql, what will happen? Ramesh, are you there? What is this, Mahindra?
Create a table to create the
This is the SQL
table.
query for creating the tables.
Table, yes.
DDL queries for any creating table queries, or updating queries, or any queries, we can give in the schema.sql in this format. What will happen now when we are when we are running the this application? First it will check there is any file like this schema.sql. Okay, we are providing the schema.sql file. In that it will run each SQL statements. Okay, then only the remaining application it will run.
So first it will create the tables in the database.
First it will create the tables in the database, then application it will run. Okay, for our security purpose, we need user table and authorities tables. That's
authorities
why
table.
Authorities table. That's why I put this code.
Okay,
Spring only, yeah.
who are all the users we are referring? The users table will be created. So
Okay.
based on that users, one authority table will be also created, so that the particular user have this particular authority.
Yes. For data also I need, right? For that purpose, one more file I have to create here. File data.sql. Here I am writing, I am adding this data.
So in order to insert the data into the data tables which we created.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Did you follow this concept? For Jdbc authentication, there is no much code. Just simply authorization dot Jdbc authentication. Just we have to pass the data source.
Okay, the data source nothing but database which we are using.
Yeah, which we are using in this data source.
Okay.
Data source class, we have the metadata of the database. Metadata means which database we are using and what is the database name, all the tables names and data, everything data source content. Okay.
Okay.
We will run and we will check. Java.sql datasets. SQL. Okay, we forgot to add one more dependency. Jdbc dependency we have to add. Start.spring.io. Explore. Again, we will run. In which port it is running? 757575. Okay, first I will log out in the 75754 if there is any 7575/logout. For slash, it is required to log in, or if it is
No.
a slash related URLs, whether we need to provide username and password?
No.
No. If it is a user,
We
is
need
a
to
type,
pass.
we need to pass credentials. Now tell me who is the user here.
User Martin.
User
User is a that is Martin.
Martin. Okay, what is the password?
Password is pass.
Pass. With this user credentials, can I access admin type of /admin URLs?
No.
Okay. What will happen? It is showing
Forbidden.
forbidden. Forbidden. First, I will log out. Okay. Now tell me, who is the admin here?
Same.
Same. With admin user credentials, can I access user type of URLs?
Yes.
Yes, I can access. /admin
We can access.
slash
We can
slash
access.
also I can access. Any doubts here in JDBC authentication?
No doubts.
Any doubt?